Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.
I wanna continue on this particular topic. So, how long did it take me to be able to draw this line? You know this line?
25 years?
It took me at least 7 years early on to realize that this system needs to be processed, and maybe another 15 years or so to make it what you learn right now in this half a day. And by the way, if you find this information in any book, send me the book. I will send you or tell me which book. So when she comes to Tracy question, how long did it take you?
Yeah.
This stuff did not come from school, did not come. It has practice to it. It has been. We have been selling material for it. We have been practicing. We have been watching other customers selling it, and we come back and say, this is the way it will be effectively done. Nobody in the school will teach you that 2 candy will get you 14% extra in tips. And if you just give the 2 candies in a different way. So the problem is when you be in the university, or the problem of the entrepreneurship center, you know, the ATB entrepreneurship center, everybody is going there to get stuff for free.
Yeah.
Cheap for cheap. I don't get cheap. Like I was going with someone, he had a legal dispute. So I went to this lawyer. He said, oh, finally I found a lawyer. I said, okay, so how much does it charge? He said, $300 or $350. I said, that's good. Don't use her. No, she's good. I said, no. Because the lawyers I know, they are between $800 to $1,200 an hour.
Yeah.
And what happened is, after 5-6 months or whatever, he called me back and said, can you connect me to your lawyers?
Because they tried him.
No, if you want to stand and charge the right to charge, you have to classify the value. And when you get yourself into paying the premium in a higher quality level service, you will be able to achieve faster results. And this is what Tracy was trying to do. Like, how long did it take somebody to be good? I had individuals here looking for the financial statement, and I'm not accountant. I say, you have these gaps. You need to go and talk to your accountant. You need to go to whoever is doing the books for you, because they are not in this business. They are accounting, not the accountings are similar. Each company may put information for different reason. But all accountants say, no, as an accountant, what do you mean? Like, I know how to maximize your tax return, because this is what I'm doing for technology companies. And maybe I'm one of the few in town, because I got $7 million in 7 or 8 years for a company, which is one of mine, by just rebooking material in different way. And we got audited 4 times, and the audit got us nowhere. So the audit we passed the audits 4 times. So what I was doing, which my accountant didn't like to do, was correct. And I'm not an accountant, and I don't offer this service, but I know. Right. So when you come out from school, you realize that not everybody is the same accountant. Anyway, let's just come back to the topic here, okay? So you have now a list of features and values. On this sheet, you may read tag like adds on. There's another tag called extra, and there is other tag called bonus. So if you currently offer a service, you can label some of the features are adds on. Some of them are extra, and some of them are bonus. Okay? This is what's on your sheets, right? Mm-hmm. Did you have any features under these labels?
Not yet, because I just created it on the fly, but.
So you should figure it out if you offer a program right now. That's what part of the features you have. Or if you don't even have it, okay, none of you have it, that's great. Look at your list of features here, which is hopefully more than 3, okay? Let's just make them 5 for now. 3, 4, 5, okay? Look at your features here. Assume you have 5 or more features. Is there a single feature can be labeled add-on? Is there a single feature can be labeled extra? Is there a single feature can be labeled bonus? So you'll end up with 2 features, with 2 basic features, 1 add-on, 1 extra, 1 bonus. You can end up having 10 basic features or 7 basic features, 3 or 4 adds-on, maybe 1 or 2 extra, and 1 bonus.
So add-ons, extras, and bonus
Are-
are all features.
Or features, but you label them as extra.
Right, because that's giving the candies.
One way to look at it is giving the candy. Okay? So, so each one of you you can label them with colors. So if I can pick up 3 different colors, just put star with add-on to be green, put star with extra to be maybe red, and the other star can maybe the blue star. Or put dots. If you don't like the stars, put dots. Doesn't matter. Okay? So go beside any of the features you have which can qualify to be add-on, bonus, or extra. What's the definition of add-on, bonus, and extra? What's the definition? Your own
Right.
definition. No,
I have it.
your own definition.
Yeah, okay.
Your own definition. It's not my definition, it's your own definition. So you can come now and say, I offer a queue test or a queue process or whatever you offer, which will help you going beyond your limiting beliefs, and you talk about your benefits. And what you will get is tools to do 1 to 3, 2 hours with me, 21 days, well detailed, step-by-step process. I will give you an add-on of reading of the book, The Queue Process by Wael Badawi. I don't have a book, but just
Great.
Okay.
That's actually, yeah.
and I will give you an extra of my special, very personalized meditations recording, which will give you a 10 minutes fresh start for your day. And whenever you have a problem, you can actually repeat the meditation for the day. And if you sign up right now, as a bonus, don't talk about candy. If you sign up right now, I will give you this as a bonus, which is an extra thing.
Okay. Say that one more.
In another contest, what you do is you say, if you come to my program, which is online training, you will have access to 5 module of video recording. I will get you you'll have, with each video recording, you'll have a checklist and a script, so you can personalize the application of the learning to your own problems. We give you also an add-on, which is a strategy session with me over the phone for 2 hours to draw your guidance or help you put a guide map, or help you put a schedule, how to maximize the outcome. For today only, I give also an extra of my book, the online blah blah blah, the online happiness. You'll be about online happiness because okay. And you know what? The first 2 who sign up to the program, or the first 3 who sign up to the program, they will get my audio recording, how to get your ex back. Oh, sorry, this one. Yeah.
Yes.
You get the point?
Yes.
So, who labels the extra? Who labels the add-on? Who labels the bonus?
The person creating the package.
The very great packages. And why do we have it here when I want to ask you to do it? Because some of us may have programs, and some of us may have our mindsets using these labels. So they said, oh, this is not a basic feature of my offer, this is an extra, people will pay for it extra. So just list it. So the idea of this sheet as discovery sheet is you list all of the features. If you want to use it to create packages, you pick up all the features and then you can sort them in a way. Do you agree?
So
And
like,
Agreed.
sorry.
is there a typical amount, like, so, like 3 to 5 features?
I love this question. I love it. So, you know Walmart? You know Walmart? It's a very nice store, very discount store. But Walmart also is very valuable for us. So Walmart made a study and they found out that in North America, people will resonate 3, 5 to 7. It's an odd number less than 9. And the 1 is a few. So Walmart said audience will resonate to 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay? In Europe, they resonate to 4 and 8. So if you find anybody coming from Britain giving a talk, he will always have 4 features. Not 5, not 3, not 7. They always having 4 features because the mentality in Europe or the education in Europe, it makes them resonate better with 4, 8. Okay? If you offer a week retreat, I want to come, but don't tell my wife there is a spa, okay?
What's that?
I will come, but don't tell my wife
Oh,
there is a
okay,
spa,
yes,
okay?
yeah, okay. We are
If you go to a 7 days retreat, how many features you should see in a 7 days?
7.
At least 7. That's right.
Okay.
If I have a transformational program, 5 modules. I must have
5 features.
5 extra features because each module. So, but if you don't have this, Walmart made the study. That's everything is 3, 5, 7 will have I think 67 and 82% better resonation with the list.
Okay.
What was that stat, sorry? What percentage?
Somewhere between 67 to 82% better engagement.
Thanks.
People will buy when they see 3 features more than they buy when they get 2 features. People will buy more when they say 5 than when you give them 6. So this is what they found out. Now, how much should I be rigorous or bound myself by this rule?
Know the rule and break it.
And if you cannot do it, it's okay. However, I can disagree with you because if you have 2 features here, there's at least 1 can be broken into 3. And if you have 4 features here and you cannot break them further, you can combine 2 to be 3.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you need to have a starting point. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is a
Okay.
starting point. Is this enough, or you want to go more on how to start product?
I can keep going on this stuff. Long time. But
Yeah, no, this is super clarifying.
although we could, in a way, getting back to the value discussion and looking at the overall value of that is really something that I think a lot of people struggle with because.
What do you mean value? This value?
No,
Because
no. Like the value.
The
like when
benefits?
we're doing just overall value of any sort of said product and where the starting points are. So like
this
for-
is our benefit, not
for
value.
DeVry, like I spent $48,000 to go to school
Okay.
at DeVry. I spent $35,000 to go to APRA. I have 10 years of practical experience that I could value at $60,000 per year. So do I set the value of Timothy Yarkowski's brand starting point
No,
at
when
that
you go on your
$700,000?
when you talk to when tomorrow we'll craft your personal story.
Okay.
When you craft your personal story, there is a location for this particular value.
Yeah, but where can we use those numbers in determining that value for the package? Because
Yeah,
it's
but this will
in
be
there.
outrageous because you talk about $60,000.
No, and that's where you're,
Okay.
you're saying it's outrageous, but where is the starting point? And again, it's not outrageous of actual.
What you wanna
actuality.
get? What you wanna get is there is 9 types of buyers. There is three types of buyers. Without getting into details, who are they? They only move on value. So they only move if they feel they get more value. And there is 2 others who are the greedy, the neediner. The neediner will need to buy more for the same price. So you say, I'm giving you this. Oh, it's not sufficient. He need more. Because he knows this is your value. He's negotiating. He wants to negotiate more. So you keep adding till he gets their money. if we do it in this way, you must implement components here which does not cost you any differential or any extra time.
But you can switch from side to side.
Like what? What kind of component you can have here, which you can, every time you deliver, you don't spend time on it.
Access to
Something
online
Your
stuff.
voice, your recorded meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you
So when
can-
people come to me and say, why do I have all of this recording equipment? And I record myself. Because I give it back to you guys so you can maximize the benefit. And then I can use segment of this recording in promoting some other aspects or standalone products. So I still provide value because I'm here to provide value. So when you talk about this particular structure, and guess what? I'm still having the hour here. What else can I do? Can you put some online training? Can you connect with me and I can give you some of my modules? Can you go to Tracy and ask Tracy for some of her strategy modules? Can you go to Timothy and get from him any 1 or 2 videos he has, training videos, at no cost? Because he will have his name there. You are helping promoting his business, and at the same time, when you come to me, you know what? Okay, hold on. You know what? I'll give you my wisdom within 5 hours of video recording. Plus, you will have how to set up your audio video equipment by a very well-known expert in Calgary. And plus, you will have a strategy sessions and techniques to strategize your business, the video recording, but by a very well-known strategy or a flagship strategist in Calgary, a personal friend of mine, but she's this amazing lady. I will give you have access to this as well. And you know, if you go to her and buy her program, it's another $10,000. I'm giving you part of it for free or at no cost. Will you pay me $1,000 for my program? People will come and say yes. So where we use this material, we can identify the gaps. You get what?
Yeah.
So
Because it's clearly,
yeah,
it's
if
written out there.
it's written there, and I know they're missing. So if you do fitness, there is nothing wrong with go to one of the Nitropass or whatever food coaches or meal coaches, and if she has some videos already made, you can ask her, okay, can I get a couple of videos from you? I will send it to I will to my packages, and it will help promoting you. How much do you want to charge for these videos? You say, no problem, just take them. Because if
Collaboration.
it's collaboration, you know, if you do, and also you have to be careful. Like we talked yesterday about the meditation, you know, and we didn't know that. So the beauty in what you do is not the Q process. The beauty in what you do is the Q process empowered by a way to implement through meditation. That's right. So if I see what's Lil doing unique from what I understand in the last day and a half, that you combine the well-known meditations, which is give results to everybody, to be targeted and personalize it through the Q process. So you apply your Q process, you want to implement them, I help you with the guided meditations. Is this what you do?
Okay. Yeah.
Is this rational to what you do?
Mm-hmm.
Timothy, what do you think?
That's good. Yeah. Do you want to go through finish off the 9 types? I only got the 2. I got greedy and need and air. Are you able to expand on what all 9 of those are?
Not right now, because I want to just make sure I will draw on the back of these 6 circles, which will make your life different on the next sheet. But I want to just make sure you understand here. So when I started with a product, I start with the product as the benefit to the customer. The customer will come for the benefits. And then when you join and what you will get is I start to list the features, and then I can categorize the features as add-on, as extra, as bonuses. So when I stand on a stage or I have a special ceremony, I have to make them special. I have to make them feel there is an extra things for you here. Okay? Anybody will pay you the premium, they will get everything, is right? If I pay you the full package, I'll get everything. Then we always talk about packages. So how can you package this? Like, where is the package? So what we understand is,
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Sure,
Just so,
sure.
Is the extra or the bonus if they sign up today?
you should position it like this because you should create an urgency.
Yeah. So it's the bonus.
It's a bonus or the extra, whatever you offer.
Either one of them. is
Either
fine.
one.
Okay.
And you may also have one for the first 3 sign up. If you have like 6 people in the room,
Yeah.
or 2 people in the rooms, right? Okay, so I have a set of features. So how can I build my packages? So if you have a set of features, you should build your packages like this. So here I can have the basic, the extra, the add-on, and the bonus. Okay? So this will be my basic package. Do you want to give it a name?
Basic package.
The freedom formula.
What?
What's the name of the basic package you offer?
The freedom formula.
Freedom formula. Okay. What's the name? It can be aluminum. It can. You know that aluminum used to be a very precious metal.
Yeah, and then they discovered how to separate it for foil, and it,
Yeah, and
it used to be more valuable than gold.
and Napoleon actually had a special gift for somebody by spending so much money, and within very few years they discovered the separation technique. So you can call this the aluminum. You can call this the silver package, the golden package, the whatever,
I've seen
the
that.
basic package, the entry
Bronze,
level.
silver, bronze,
Yeah.
silver, platinum.
Bronze, whatever. So this is the level 1. Okay. So this I call it level 1.
Which was level 1. A is level 1?
No.
No,
No, the whole thing.
Level
that
1
circle,
Yeah.
that circle.
Level 1 will have basic feature.
Okay.
It can also have extra. It may has add-on. Do you want to put bonus or not? Is up to you. Up to you. It's up to you.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Now, you can add some other features here to build level 2, and you can do the same for level 3. So out of this small sheet, because there are so many other sheets we use in our if you have access to our tools, there's something called Win Your Product, where we have so many other sheets. How to can just fill in the sheets, you'll be able to grow the system, but you can still do this here. So I can assume I will provide 1 to 3 and 1 add-on, 1 extra, 1 bonus to people who come to level 1. If you come to level 2, I will give you 1 to 4, 1 to 2 add-on, 1 to 2 extra, and 1 to 2 bonus.
Can you say that again?
If you come to level 3,
What's on the 1?
I will give you 5. I give you 3 plus 3 plus 3.
So it's always growing.
So I repeat again. I can design it in the following. If you come to level 1, which is the entry level, the lowest level of service,
Yeah.
I can give you 1 to 3. I can give you maybe 1 extra, 1 add-on, 1 extra, and maybe no bonuses, okay? Maybe no bonus, okay? If you come to level 2, I will give you 1 to 3 plus 4 for level 2. I will give you maybe 1, 2, maybe 1, 2, 3 in the extra, and no bonuses yet. If you come to level 3, I will give you the 5 basic feature. I will give you the 3 add-ons, the 3 extra, the 3 bonus. So when you structure your offer in this way, how many benefits you need to talk about it for this offer?
Same benefits. All the
Same benefits. What we do all the time is we build islands. We say my basic level is, and then my second level will be something completely different. And my third level will be something. So I am doing bookkeeping. I can also do accounting, and I can do financial management. Or bookkeeping and accounting. So why? If you have your offers, when you structure your levels, and you find out yourself that you have different features like this, the features are not just an extra layer. You have to build bridges between the island. That's right. Bridges means what?
You're linking them.
Means what? More what?
Money.
More benefits, more language.
So each one
So
is
when
a
I
certain-
stand and I sell you my program, and the level 1 will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Level 2 we will add 7 and 8. Level 3 will add 9, 10, 11, 12. I will sell them with one benefit, because everybody will get the benefits. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Do you get
Okay,
it?
so
guys?
you're just okay. So the island idea is not what we're going for.
It's more discussions, so it's very hard. The ignorant will need.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. I like, okay.
Okay.
When you first started doing that, I was like, oh, you're showing us another
No,
way to do it.
this is what
that's-
people end up doing.
Right. Okay,
Even when
yeah.
we start here, if they go on their own, they will come back 2-3 months later. They are doing this, and they say it doesn't sell. Yeah, it will not sell. This will not sell. This is complicated to understand,
Okay.
because I can position myself here or here, and I'm getting the same value. I'm getting the same core.
What are those three boxes, the islands?
When you provide your service, sometime when you talk about your service, you talk about them as 3 different.
Right, so I do like consulting, graphic design, and like.
As opposed to speaking about one specific.
Good
thing
luck.
that-
Good luck. Because when you talk about what's the benefit of your consulting, it's a sheet.
Right.
What's the benefit of the graphic designer? It's a different sheet.
Different sheet, yeah.
But
So then
what's the
they all
difference
need-
between bronze? You call it what? Bronze,
Bronze,
gold,
silver, gold, yeah.
bronze, silver, gold.
Yeah.
How many sheet for bronze, silver, gold?
One sheet.
One.
So how many
Oh,
message?
2, 3.
How many message on the benefit I will give to an ignorant? Same
One.
message is one.
Yeah,
But if I have 3 sheets, what does it mean?
just 3.
3 different products.
Yeah.
Totally different products.
So you want me to select which one?
So, and that's how you make your package? Or is this like,
This-
level 1 is logo creation, level 2 is consulting, level.
It's up to however you want to do.
Right, but like,
But-
I need to help get this concept.
I
It's-
can maybe provide a case study, and it is in web design, where you can look at a web designer will have certain, like, the ultimately is web presence, but they'll have different packages of, do you want a templated website, do you need a template that also has some back-end database management?
But
Do
that's
you-
all under website.
Right, it's still different tiers of the same benefits. The benefits is gonna filter that audience and provide awareness. The benefits all the same, and then the packages and the add-ons and all that stuff under that website is you can have, well, you require SEO and you require database management and SQL and so forth and so on. So you're not dealing with islands, which are there, but you're dealing with an over-encompassing package that's going to increase but still meet the same benefits.
Right, so the islands were benefits, so like if I say,
The island is showing us what not to do. Is that
right, it's not to do that, but,
But this is what you do right now in your business.
right, I'm trying to
That's the
process.
segmentation.
Yeah. So you need to go to a higher level of abstraction. Because who call it logo? You.
Yeah,
Why you don't call it identity design?
that's amazing.
No, it's not another.
Brand
It's not.
reinforcement is
When
what
you
I
tell
like
me
to
I'm
do.
doing consultations, I'm doing consultations to explore their brand. You create their identity.
Yeah, I did.
So you can basically say I have identity level 1, identity level 2, identity level 3, and then you give them the mask and say hide your identity. So you know this super what's it called? The Incredibles. The
Yeah, Zorro.
Incredibles.
Yeah,
Oh, and the
And Zorro too, yeah. The Incredibles. You have the mask to hide your identity. So anyway, that's to be fun, guys. So
Yeah.
the point I want to make is,
yeah,
if you find yourself at any point talking about what you do to one crowd, island, just walk away. Nobody will buy. I cannot be the massage therapist. I can do your hairdresser. I can also clean your laundry. You know, it can't
Right.
work.
Yeah.
Okay. However, if we come and say this is what you get now, The following question will be is, which one of these levels I'm selling?
Middle.
The middle one. Your target has to be in the middle one. Because when you meet the greedy, what you will do? You will give them the level 3 at the cost of, or at the investment of level 2. If you meet the guys who say we cannot afford that high level, we need just to start somewhere, you'll lower down to level 2. When you have individuals in level, you give them level 1. When you have individuals who are excelling and doing good in level 2, what you will do?
Upsell to level
You
two.
upsell them to level 3.
Is it the greedy and the needy? Is that what it is? The lower one?
No, there are people who really need the service and seriously cannot afford the payment. And remember, as long as you give out and you are helping, I'm more than happy to help you out. So I'm about giving, and I believe you get more value than anybody else in the last 2 days. That's right.
Yes.
So I give. So if I meet someone who really, I know they really need my service and they will benefit from it, but I cannot see in front of people that I'm lowering my prices.
Right.
So I go and give them this. If I meet people who are really negotiate and they want to always look at the deal, and I'll share with you a story about that. I will basically say, okay, you know what? I'll give you all the benefits of level 3, but who cares for you? Yeah, you know what? I would like to be just come in, pay level 2. Okay?
Yeah.
That's why the incremental side of the features must not be burden on your time. Maybe in the very beginning it has a burden because you have to create
Because
it.
you're making it.
But
once it's
in the
made.
steady state, like if we work together and when we work together, this will be like 90 days down the road or 3-4 months. When we work together, you see what? Okay, I have this already. It's stored. It's existing. So I can basically leverage them somewhere. So you don't need to create them again. So in a steady state scenario, you should have a book. What does it cost you to have an extra book? Just to go get it from yourself,
Printing costs, or you could give an ebook.
or when you give an ebook. So that's why we say, like, if you can have this adds on away from your burden, you will be able to attract more customers and more clients. Does this make sense? So can you go back to your list and mark down in front of each feature you have, is it level 1 or level 2 or L3?
I need more features.
When you need more features, this is where we have a good starting point. So now we need more features. So what are the type of more features you can have? And this can lead us to the 12 streams of income. Because technically there are about 27 streams of income each one of you can do based on the knowledge they have. So what kind of features you can have?
I'm thinking about the different modalities. So, MP3s versus MP4s, and worksheets is like different modality altogether. So you've got to hit like, I don't know what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking too much.
So people can consider a checklist, can consider ebooks, can consider infograph. They can consider guidance, audiobooks, meditation recording, mind mapping. And you know what? I have so many mind mapping systems, and I really never understand why people use it. It doesn't make sense to me. Like we always, okay, we just create mind map. Go to the guys, just create mind map first. We have that, and then we give it out. And I wish I have the power to go to people who purchase this system and say, why do you buy it? Have you ever asked your people why do they buy from you? Do you ask them?
Well, I haven't sold anything with this, so, but.
So we don't ask our people why they buy. We take the money and keep quiet and deliver the service. When people, because I have people here who come say, what I do is really crap. Nobody's interested. And I wonder why these people come and pay me money. Should you ask them why they come and pay you money?
Mm-hmm.
And you say, you shouldn't. When people pay you money, it's awesome. You deliver your service and walk away and make them happy. That's it. You don't ask them why they pay you money. So some of the giveaways also can be shirts, can be goods, can be token, can be shirts, can be keychain, can be logos with you know the Fabulous 50? They have this different mugs and different water bottles, and so you can always create extra features to be able to show here what are the features. Any questions so far?
How do you value an infographic and checklist as far as what would you actually put the value of something like that at?
You can put random numbers like $50, $100, or if it's something really serious and say people spend like 100 hours putting it together, and I will say like at least $20 for a graphic designer to do it. So this will be like $2,000, but at a certain point you will find that you have measured values, which is driven.
Yeah.
Value will come important. Value will come important when you be on stages. So if you be in a stage, and I will show you my offer, and you'll see like there's specific numbers need to be shown, because when you are in a stage and you have a PowerPoint slide showing your offer, you must have these values. Make sense? So Timothy, can you grab them into levels?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yep. I mean.
What happened to you? Shawarma shut down or what?
No.
No, you suddenly went quiet. So because I told you the story when we had the very first shawarma meal here. We had like one day.
Shut you down.
One day here we had a full day, and we decided to go all of us to the shawarma place.
Yeah.
And we came back from there.
Yeah.
At 2:00, there was people snoring.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a carb load because I'm not used to the bread. So
Well, I'm thinking I'm still hungry, so I want to go get.
Yeah, go
more.
get this.
But for me, I the reason I picked this one because it's already something that's really, really tangible, quantifiable, has a set time limit.
Can you make it 3 levels?
Absolutely, yes, and I have. You want me to tell you the level 1 versus like a base package would have basic equipment for microphones, and then you could go to a second level where your equipment quality would go up, and the training level support
But
afterwards would go up.
the equipment will go up.
But if I focus on 2, you're going to start off with higher quality equipment,
The equipment will go up.
but that's still the benefits are the same.
Yeah, but my worry is
But you've got an island, is what you're saying.
you are building island because it's not the same.
Not if it's still a home studio package, and when you have somebody who's budget conscious, where you can save money is okay. I'm not going to get you this mixer. I'm going to get you this mixer because it's a little bit less.
I understand, but what my point is, when you replace the equipment, so you say, I will get you the Boss mixer, again is the Pioneer mixer. Now you have to tell them the difference between the Pioneer versus the Boss mixer. I hope both of them will do both. Just an example.
And
okay?
neither one of those are actually in use.
Yeah, but my point is, if I have 3 packages, I'll give you the
Yeah.
Boss mixer, the Pioneer mixer, and maybe the Sony mixer. Now I have to explain by bridges what are the mixers. But when I say I will give you a mixer and 4-channel mixers,
Yeah.
and I will give you 2 extra microphone. Instead of 2 microphone, I will give you 2 extra microphone.
Oh, okay, so you keep all of the equipment the same and stable.
You keep the
throughout, but
basics.
you can add.
You can
for
add.
the question and answer. If you wanted to do a multiple person podcast in your space, you could add on the capability to have 2 cameras, 2 microphones. That makes more sense. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you,
But Now, just another question, or another way to put it, if, so, whatever, instead of saying though and changing the equipment, say, cause I don't understand all of it, like.
It's just
the lingo.
different brand. So
Okay, so-
just to make the lingo easy for you, I will give you the red mixer, the green mixer, the blue mixer.
Yeah, and I totally
Here
now
what
understand
I'm
you
saying
mean.
is I will give you the mixer
And the
with
microphone.
two different attachments.
Okay.
And then
with two
upgrade the
extra.
level,
Yeah,
you get an
okay,
extra
and
camera and you
that's,
get
cause
an
that's
extra.
actually what I was gonna say, or
Yeah.
even if it's just, instead of saying the different brand,
Yeah.
say the different size, so
For
this
me as a
one will
technical
give
person,
you-
it's like I know you can save money by changing the quality of equipment. But what he's saying is, get my equipment standards to where they need to be so I can get a reliable distributor and know I can get the same equipment all the time. And then what I'm doing is basically leveraging that relationship to be able to maximize on the package.
Yep.
Okay.
So what would you do for a retreat? How would you level?
Wow. Retreat, we call it VIP.
Right.
And there is the queen, like retreat on its own. The suites where people are sleeping. This is actually coming from the hotel.
Right. Oh, sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can also provide extras. So you can provide an extra hour with the speakers. You can provide, so people who wants to come to listen to the speakers outside but don't have the one-to-one interaction,
Yeah.
they can join.
Right.
Like if we will join the retreat as a family, we need to minimize the time that the spouses are away from the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So we will come for the basic level.
Mm-hmm.
There are some other people who will come and they want to have the gala at night together,
Mm-hmm.
and the gala is a price. And if you want to add gala,
Mm-hmm.
you will do this and this and this. So this is where I'm saying, like,
Okay.
when you design it, you should design it as
Right.
adds on.
Yeah.
You can have more than three if you
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
yeah, but three is a magic number.
Yeah.
3 or 5.
Would you value the access to, like, so as one of my features I had access to all speakers, and I was just thinking about a lot of them do it like a exchange. The people that are coming would exchange time for money, but that
So access to all the speakers, is it one-on-one or is it group access? So you can build the two tiers.
right,
If you want a specific speaker, you can spend 1 hour one-on-one with him.
yeah,
How much will it cost you if you spend 1 hour with Katy Perry?
right, yeah,
If you hang around me, you can have her for free because we know her. So
yeah,
when we go to California, call her up. If she's available, we go over to her. We hang around, so people come with us. They can meet some of the celebrities because they're our friends or extended friend of my family in the U.S. But on a regular basis, how can you get Katy Perry? It's $50,000 per
right,
hour
right.
because this is
So
the
that's a
minimum
huge
charge.
one. I don't.
Yeah, this is the minimum
this,
charge for
right,
Katy if she
yeah.
goes to not-for-profit.
Right.
The minimum charge is $50,000.
Yeah.
It can go up to $500,000.
So in this particular instance, with like this access, would it be, does it sound unreasonable to you, in your expert opinion, that access to would be like $7,000?
Access to speakers can be between $1,000 to $5,000 an hour.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like exactly.
It's based on the name of the speaker. So Tony, if you meet him,
It's 5,000 a course.
it's
Yeah.
more than that.
Yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
these are not of that caliber yet, right? They're,
Yeah, but this is not a caliber. For some people, like this are not like.
Right.
When we cross passes, like when he came here to town, people give me a call and they hang around. Someone coming to my house, and then suddenly they met. Oh, this guy, I know him. I said, yeah, you should know him because downtown he's paying for $2,000 a front seat. So you should know this is like Tony Robbins. You know, it's not something you can. So the point I want to say is, look at it from different angle.
Mm-hmm.
What will make somebody to pay $10,000 for a retreat? Do you wanna work on this product?
Well, I paid $15,000 for a mastermind once, and I spent big money on lots of courses. So I could help you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what will make somebody paying $10,000 for a retreat?
Number one is, what is the big result that I'm going to get out of it? For me,
No, the relationship people would like to be in Maui, in Konkogo. Did you go to Konkogo before? There is no such a place exists on the earth, okay? But if you tell them about
If I say
Konkogo,
yes.
they will come. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. The relationship people would like these exotic places.
They just want, because they just want to be part of the community.
They wanna feel proud of themselves that they step on the floor, which is Ivanka Trump stepped on it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like Ivanka doesn't have any value. She's actually crazy, okay? But so there are these people. So these people will need to see the exotic locations, exotic places.
Exotic place, like a
Like-
5-star all-inclusive exotic. Like some places, there's a place in
And it's
Bali.
not in Cuba,
Yeah,
maybe not in Mexico.
yeah,
If you go to Belize, if you go to these unique places which people don't know about it,
yeah.
or you go to places where you have the Olympics, or you go to places where you have the stars. Like we had for the longest time a hotel, and this hotel used to have this room where one of the biggest name have been sleeping in it, and people will line up for this room. So okay, so this guy died like 67 years ago. The sheets, not the sheets, the furniture in the whole hotel have been changed 3 times. But people still wants to go to sleep in the same room, okay? Like it doesn't make sense, but people like it, okay? It doesn't
I
matter.
don't relate to that.
We don't.
No, 'cause
You
you
would.
don't
You
relate.
wouldn't.
Well, what I do relate though is that, like with Kim Kiyosaki, or Robert Kim.
Yeah,
Kim Kiyosaki,
yep, yep.
I spent lots of personal time with them and learned it from them personally as a mentor.
Yep.
That's where my relationship comes in. I don't care about where they slept. I want to hang out with them.
Yeah.
That's something
For
to
you
do.
because you are more practical, but for her audience,
Right.
they are more like if you tell them. One time I used to run shows here in Calgary, and I used to run them in Banff. So we had this international workshop system on a chip for people coming. You put Banff on the flyer, Japanese, Chinese, Korean will come. Like you'll be shocked. Canadian will.
Australia, like I was just thinking, I'll have one here, but I won't advertise
Banff,
here. I'll advertise to Australia.
like
New Zealand.
Banff
I'll
is great.
advertise Banff.
So one time we had Banff.
Yeah.
The following year and the third year, I got sick of Banff. Said, okay, so why we don't have it here in Calgary? We made so much money because we had like less than maybe 20% show up. Because once people realize is it Calgary, they said, oh, we are not coming. So okay, you know what? Banff is like 114 kilometers away. It's like 1 hour away or 40 minutes away. And when we had it in Banff, we had people to call me and say, or send me email at the time and say, where is Banff Airport? So we say it's YYC. There's no, this is Calgary. No, they are wrong. It's called Banff/Calgary Airport. You know? And we had people in Banff, we had the conference in Calgary, and people booked in Banff, and they stayed in Banff, and they called, oh, we are not coming for our presentations. Okay? People did not come. So, for you, what's the difference between Banff and Calgary?
Mountains.
Yeah.
There's for me
No.
it's a big difference, but I lived in.
No, but it's the same for me. Like I would come to a conference in Banff. I can go. I will be in the conference for 4 days. My whole trip is 5 days. I
And
have
you're
only.
inside most of the
I am
time.
inside most of the time.
Yeah.
So I would rather coming to Calgary
Yeah.
for a lower cost hotels,
Yeah.
and then I will go 1 day in Banff, and I will go back. I have the same value.
Yeah.
So this is the perception of people. So when you talk about $10,000, $20,000, $15,000 retreat, you have to look at Maui. You have to look at all these other Caribbean.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maui,
There's
there's
experience.
Bali. There's one in Maui. There's one in Bali. There's one in Italy. But I could do.
yeah. So Italy, it's a little bit far.
Okay. Thank you for that
But
feedback.
Bali is too, if people go there.
And what about a cruise?
Cruise is different. Is a different scale. But Italy is a little bit far.
Okay, thank you for that.
But Germany is not far, because to Frankfurt we have a direct flight.
Ah.
But Italy is like I went to this Kos in Greece. It's a very nice island. It took me 3 flights in Europe to reach it. You know,
And you want it to be simple and people like so. Okay.
people are commonly in North America. People commonly go to the Caribbean. Like if you are in the Middle East,
Mm-hmm.
you know where is Indonesia and Malaysia.
Mm-hmm.
This is where people will go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you want to have an exotic location in Indonesia.
Yeah.
It costs you much less, but people commonly go from this area
Yeah.
to this particular places. Moon Islands,
Which island?
Moon Islands,
Moon Island?
Madagascar. These people commonly go this region. They are 6 hours flying as well, but it's one direct flight, or 5 hour flying. You go to Dubai. From here, if you want to get people to Dubai, what will happen? It's too far.
It's too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too far.
Okay. So relationship people want an exotic place.
Usually they want an exotic place
So
and
the
they
other-
want to feel good.
And they feel good, right? The
They-
fee people want process.
These people need process, so they need to know that you are taking care of all the details for them. All what they may give you is a copy of their passport, because we don't need a visa. But if you go to a place where you need an entry visa, you have to process them, and
Right.
you
So
know
all
you need to
details
give
are
them,
taken
and you
care
need to give them itinerary, who they will see, and when and where every day.
of. Itinerary and agenda. Okay.
Agenda. If you give this to somebody really coming to enjoy the place,
Yeah.
will she likes it?
Yeah.
You
No.
think she?
Yeah.
It
I,
just
would,
stays in
I
the
don't need an
bag
agenda.
and-
I don't need an agenda. Right. Yeah.
But for process people, they will need an agenda.
And the money you're looking at probably your value in all of your.
The money people will
features.
look at credibility.
And yeah.
So the money people look at credibility.
Who are the keynote
Yeah.
speakers? What am I going to get out of it?
Yeah, so they look at more
So-
credibility. Like, are you credible? Do you have the 2
Right.
PhDs? Did you help 10,000 business? This is what
Right.
people look.
Yeah. And so I have some credibility, but I've pretty much
Not you, because you are not the showrunner in the show.
Yeah.
The show,
Yeah.
The keynote speakers.
the keynote speakers need to be top notch, need to be credible. So you must, in their bios, talk about what they did
Yeah.
to give them credibility. So this is for the money people.
Yeah.
Wow, it's really expensive.
But
Why? 'Cause I totally can't help you.
Yeah.
Because I paid money to go hang out with Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah.
Because that's the,
Yeah.
you just said all that.
Yeah.
Process.
Yes. But the credibility piece. So
Agenda, amenities.
I want to. So the retreat is for me to do most of the presenting, and I'll bring a few of the people.
They will not come for you, because we see you all the time. You're hanging around here.
Yeah.
Why do I pay 10,000? Sorry.
No, no,
I
no,
love
no.
you. I love you.
That's why.
I don't want to miss your man.
So-
I don't need to go to
so-
Dubai to see
You
you.
to take care of the
Um,
process.
So when you come, you have to put this flagship people, because
Yeah.
this will be the drivers.
Yeah.
What's going on, why?
Yeah.
They,
If this is what I want to do, right? And this isn't my audience, I get that, so that I can create a marketing funnel, you know, to create the audience. I still need the credibility piece. Or is the retreat something that I do in 3 or 4 years and I start with local workshops? What are your thoughts?
if you have the access to people who will pay $10,000, $20,000 to be listed in a chapter in a book written by somebody else, go do the retreat. Do the retreats and have the retreats at $25,000, $35,000, and the lowest package will be the $10,000, $15,000.
Can you say it again? The whole thing again? Because you
If
started
you-
about the book and I went. And
If
my-
you have
Yeah,
access
yes.
to people
Yeah.
who will list themselves in a book and they pay $10,000, $15,000 for a primary author to use their story in a book. If you have access to these people here, you position in front of them $25,000 retreats, they will sign up for $25,000.
So I just want to repeat this back. People will sign up for a $25,000
Plus,
retreat,
yeah.
right? If I take them away and they get to be an author in a book.
No,
No.
you have access to people, to ladies who listed themselves in the different books, and they pay $10,000 to $15,000 to the editor or the author of this book.
Yes.
These ladies,
Yes.
they will go with you for a retreat for $25,000, $35,000.
Yes. Okay.
They will not go for $10,000, $15,000.
Okay.
Access to people.
Yeah, so it's all about your
Just
access.
your demographic. Right?
Who's
The
your
target-
access?
The target you're wanting to bring out.
Like, you know the Woman Nation?
Yeah. I do.
I cannot share with. I know the books. I know the 3 authors in Alberta doing it. I cannot share it with you because they're also my customers, so I cannot share it. But I'm telling you, like, I have been sitting with these people. I've seen their customers. They are ridiculously spending money.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I do know actually.
Okay.
I do know.
All these people, what they need is a credible group in a credible location. If you have high credibility, they will pay you $35,000 for it. So
Yeah. So my question is, so I think I understand what you're saying. I need to process a bit with that because I'm still like a little bit lost. I don't want to take up all time.
It's okay, I know, I'm getting a lot out of this.
Are you? Okay. So if I don't have
I keep making eye
Right.
contact because when I see somebody bored,
Okay,
you'll
change
you'll
it?
find me. I'll shut you down.
Okay.
This is how I do it, by the way.
Okay, perfect.
Like
thank you.
sometimes,
Yeah.
like Lely's so silent, so I'm not sure
Yeah.
you've noticed. I always look at people who are silent.
Yeah.
People who are taking notes, I don't
Right.
mind because they got values.
Yeah.
And when I feel in their body language that they are really
Right.
getting into not engaging, I will wrap quickly and then
Okay.
go back and come back. So
I understand that at this moment I don't have the credibility. Although I've built business, I built.
you
my
don't
own
need the
businesses.
credibility yourself. You
Yeah.
can bring the credibility from the speakers, like the guest speakers.
Then it would be like a $25,000 retreat because I have to pay the speakers. Right now, I don't have to pay any of the speakers. All the speakers are willing to come.
You may start somewhere. Like you should start somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can also, what you should do when you have these features and you lay them down, you write them down,
Yeah.
you should ask your people, like, what do you, because you have to give it a price.
Right. Yeah.
And you'll go in front of individuals and say, okay, here is my offer.
Yeah.
Here is what I do. Do you like to buy? Oh, it's expensive. What do you mean expensive? And if people will say expensive, they have to repeat it 3 times. Because we'll talk a little bit tomorrow on the objections overcoming. So there is a way to know there is a serious objection, and there is a way to take the objections and keep going, and you overcome it. So, okay.
So far what you said to me is, in the moment, if I want to do a $25,000 retreat, I just have to find people who have written to me in a book because they have access to the funds because they've paid about $10,000 to do that. So if I really want to do retreats at that price, that's my go-to place.
Yeah. And 25 is the middle layer.
And 25 is the middle layer.
So it must be a $50,000,
Right.
and it could be a $10,000-$15,000 lower.
Perfect. Okay.
So you go to your Facebook, you go at your friends on your
Right.
Facebook,
Yes.
and I can tell you the names of them.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. I have other questions, but I will wait.
Anyway, okay. So
Thanks for
Lil,
Thank you.
you asked me last time, where do I start? So this is exactly where you start. You wanna know where you start to have your offer? By writing this benefits, features, and the whole bag. And now what we added here is you have level 1, level 2, level 3. This easy?
Yep.
The following question will be is, then what? So what you do with this is, tomorrow I will show how to present from the stage. And this will be one slide or set of slides in your presentation. This also will go to be your marketing brochures. A single sheet of marketing brochure. When I go to your website and I want to know what you sell, you will have this information. So you will come to me and say, oh, when I go to your Facebook business page, you will have this information. When I go to your Twitter business account, you may have this information. If I go to your Instagram, I should see similar information. So this will go where, if you don't do social media yourself, if you don't do websites yourself, it's great. You write it down and you hand it there and say, don't reinvent the wheel. This is the information you have to put on my system. Does this make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Teresa, does it make sense to you?
I believe so.
Okay.
We were talking about this. It's
Okay.
like so we clarify and say all your social medias need to have all 4 of those benefits consistent.
No, it will have one benefit paragraph. Forget about the 4 now.
What?
It will be one
It's
benefit
still one
paragraph.
benefit.
It's a one
It's just
benefit
different
paragraph.
ways of communicating
The
about it.
paragraph. The one.
It's a sentence. It's a
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
This doesn't exist anymore.
It'll have that.
Paragraph. This positioning.
Yeah.
Okay.
This value
That
positioning.
paragraph is your intro, or.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
offer a
It's gonna have all
transformational
of this
retreat that
information.
allows you to immediately put into practice ways to increase your exposure to business and sales,
Yeah.
creating stronger relationships using science, technology, blah, blah. That's going to be on all of my stuff.
Yeah.
Right, but like,
Yes.
yeah, for my mind purposes, the colors is gonna be what. is-
Now, if you go to social media and online, you may also have the tags. So there are some
Yeah.
tags and extra things you can add. But this is where you start.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
that, and then it's congruent through everything.
The consistency is.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Now, the following question will be is, what else do you offer here? So you may want to come and say, I will do one-on-one. Okay? So we should,
And that's in my list of features.
no, the one-on-one is 1 hour, is the strategy session.
Oh, okay, so this is,
The strategy session, the 1
Right.
hour, that's right?
yeah.
But do you do a private consultation as upselling? Like, do you do 21 days all one-on-one, not group?
Okay, I'll be doing both.
Right,
Right.
different products.
These are different products.
So you'll have a new sheet, new package plan, and new everything
Oh,
for
so
your
you're talking
one-on-one.
about a different.
Like one-on-one
Yeah.
is a feature of your initial package that you created.
No, it's not a
No,
feature.
right?
Is it like having a strategy
be an
session?
add-on.
A strategy session one-on-one, it's a feature of the package.
Yeah,
But if I want to do a full program one-on-one,
and then it's a product.
it's a different product.
Oh,
And
that's
that's
what
where
you're
I was getting
talking
hung up
about.
with you about naming your service because you didn't identify the differentiations of the products.
Okay.
Because I can have one feature, I could just sell microphones, and that's a whole different product all by itself, where I'm just a distributor for microphones.
Okay.
But
And
it's a
this is
feature in a
product
different
that you're
product.
talking
So
about.
your level
Yes.
1, 2, 3 are group coaching or one-on-one. Like this is a 21 days, right?
Yeah,
This is what we call it 21 days for now.
yeah, okay.
Is there a different product after they finish the 21 days that they should sign up to?
It's what they call a debriefing that helps them, so with it helps them with the process, doing the process.
So this will be the debriefing, will be a second program?
I had it included
Okay.
with my 21 days.
So what else can you offer them as upselling?
So as upselling,
Yeah. So you can offer them mindset or mastermind
Say mastermind.
or mastermind
Okay.
or
Yeah.
you can offer them a group. So we have our own mastermind. We call it working groups. So we have a weekly, bi-weekly meetings can be done. There's a version on Zoom and version in person, and people come around the table, bring these sheets, and keep working on it, and demonstrate here. The last in January we had 2 individuals who they showed 100% online program they did on screen, like they showed us the actual websites and how people sign up, and everybody was in the room had the privilege of having a free access because they were testing the sign up and the process,
okay.
and and they lowered the price to be like 99 cents or like $2 because they sell it for like a couple of $100 or one of them is like $600 a seat, so we make it like $199. So we can also check the credit card processing, but because we were doing together as a mindset, as a mastermind, it's not legitimate for him for us to pay the premiums, right?
Mm-hmm.
So not many of us will need it. So each one around the table kick in between $1 to $2, and he's able to get like I believe in total 17 members sign up for $1 to $2. He was able to check out everything: the credit card transactions, the process, how you upgrade, how you downgrade, how you cancel, and we had not a fight, but an argument when someone said, "You cancel on me now! You cancel on my program!" and they just got really fired, you know. But this is the kind of features you can have here or programs where they can keep the transformation going on. So when you have a program level, a group coaching, you can upscale it to a mastermind or you can upscale it to one-on-one. Or you can do more if you like. If you decide to do a mastermind, what you will do now?
Go through the whole thing again.
Create the benefit of the mastermind.
Right, okay, yeah.
You create the feature of the benefit of the
So
mastermind.
I'm doing another sheet on it.
You are doing another sheet. One observation for you guys: if you find out that the benefit here is the same as the benefit here, what does it mean?
Take it out of the package.
No,
Or
it means that this is actually one product.
Right, okay.
If the,
Whoa, okay.
If
Yeah.
the benefit of
benefits
the
are the
if the
same.
benefit of the individual offer is you found out that two individual offers having the same benefits, you have an issue in your modeling, because this should be one
One,
package.
Okay, question for you. So with my logo design, I include an hour of strategy, and that needs to happen in order to figure out the logo. But I can also do one-on-one strategy for the business. Those are, I guess that's not a benefit, that's a feature. Yeah, because my feature would be an hour of consulting.
If you want to stay in the business identity,
Yeah.
you will find it's a business identity 101. It
Yeah.
includes 1 hour strategy.
Yeah.
You receive 3 logos to collect from. You will get the 99 features of a top winning logo as a handout, so you can understand what the winning logo is.
Mhm.
You may get a checklist of the 7 whatever it is. Like you can build some of this BLR. I can get you some of this BLR, or you can
Yes.
actually build them. And this will be package 1. Package 2 will be what?
Oh, I have this. Okay, so for the logos, so the level 1 is going to include 3 logos to choose from, multiple media types, an hour of consulting. Level 2 is going to have the same thing plus 2 hours of consulting extra and an online map. And then level 3 is going to have those 3 plus plus 5 hours, so 5 hours of consulting total, an online map, 25 stickers, and a business card design.
So if I delete the 5 hours consulting and the 3 hour consulting, and I keep all of them as 1 hour consulting,
yes, I agree. Of course.
because this is what you do. You still in your mind figuring it out that I have to work more for the upper scale features,
Right.
which is not true.
Okay, because yeah, I have like 25 packs of stickers, and then the business card design is a whole new design.
Yes, but you don't need to give more than the 1 hour consultations to all of them,
Okay.
or 2 hours consultation.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah.
sounds
2
good.
hour consultation to all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what happens to one of the objections that I came up in my head was, well, why, if I need 5 hours of consulting, why wouldn't you just give it to me right away and charge me more for the base price? Like, that's where I went to,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
right? So,
So you should have level 1 is up to 2 hours consultations, and you have the package. Level 2 up to 2 hour consultations, and you'll have the rest. Level 3 up to 2 hours consultations, and you'll have the stickers and the business card and everything.
Okay, because yeah, like I guess like if it's taking me 5 hours to do level 3, what else am I getting?
If you give it 5 hour level 3, I will relate the money to the hours.
Right.
So I give everyone 3 hours VIP consultations after the sessions here.
Yeah.
It's always 3 hours. People come and have maybe 4 hours, maybe 2 hours. It doesn't matter, but it's always 3 hours promise.
Yeah.
So each one of the VIP class will have an option of coming back, or maybe you are over there, so we can make it on Zoom for 2 sessions maximum, and the total has to be 3 hours. So I can follow up with you and see where you stand and if you really execute on it. This is an option available to you guys at no extra cost. So we do this. We don't come and say, oh, you are a VIP and you are, no, we don't do that. Because it doesn't work. Because at that time they will be able to figure out how much is my hours.
Okay. I got it up until that point.
I know. It takes you 6 months to change your mind on this one. And believe me, very hard. It's very difficult for us. Do you have any questions here?
No, I have to think more about where I'm going after the cube with the teaching of the cube process, but I get it.
And
It's
you must
separate.
have a layer, because if you did all the work hard, and you have 200-300 people here or 100 people here, and you let them go home, you will be exactly like you picked up a homeless from the street. You take them, you shower them, you dress them up, you get them with your kids in the house. They eat with your kids. They sleep in similar bedroom as your kids. They go with your kids to their schools, and they enjoy it. And after 2 weeks, say, "Oh, thank you very much. The opportunity is gone. What you need to do now, go where you are." So what are you creating here?
A vacuum.
You're creating somebody who can become a terrorist because they hate what they are, they seen the life, and now you send them back where they are.
So the continued support.
Did you say creating a terrorist?
Yes, because they will have no way to go anywhere.
And then now they've had a taste of
They
it,
hate, now they hate, they are hatred. They will hate people
and
because
there's
they-
a vacuum.
because they went back to where they are. So you would rather not to give them the opportunity to see the other world. So they will be satisfied where they are.
Well, when I was doing weight loss coaching, I had a maintenance program, which was $99 a month. It was $79 a month, and they had access I had business hours on Fridays, and from I think it was like 10 o'clock in the morning till 2. I had office hours, like to answer the phone, and they had access to me. They could call me anytime they wanted to.
How many did they call?
2 maybe a week, maybe if that, and I had 40 people paying me $100.
Okay.
Right, so.
So,
People don't take it. They don't. They all. Then they call, and then when they called, I didn't have to say you're limited to 15 minutes. Like I knew that, so I would spend as much time as they needed to get them through that next level, and that weight loss piece. So right then they just tell more people about it because she's like, oh my goodness, that one Friday she spent 2 hours with me, right? So, and I'm not saying that's what you have to do, but I didn't have to worry about saying you had me for 15 minutes, right? So the exception was a 2 hour, but often it was just 15, 20 minutes call, right? But I didn't have to label it that way.
okay, so you just had like, it was just a monthly
Monthly offer.
membership kind of thing.
Yep, you can create it in whatever you wanna do. So if you wanna create a monthly membership, it can be here. So this will be the mastermind or the monthly membership, and this could be the one-on-one.
Okay.
You wanna add your yoga or your meditation one, you can have another one. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
no yoga, but
It doesn't matter. Like just
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't matter. Like, the point is, if you find out that one of these lines, 2 of these lines will have the same features, the same benefits, sorry, it means you are actually not doing it right.
okay.
Because now you're okay. What about the other side of the story? Do you wanna do?
People?
Yeah. So, how are you getting people across to here? So I wanna pick up one here, which we call it the 20 to 90 minute seminar, because this is what will be the topic of tomorrow. But I will show you tomorrow how you can make this seminar so people can come into the next layer. So what's the benefit of me coming to your seminar?
Now, are you this as a guest speaker, or I'm the one?
I am
hosting
the one.
seminar?
I am the one. I am selling from the stage my program. So what's the benefit for me to come to your seminar?
That wouldn't necessarily have the same benefits as the first one, or could we have one of the pieces? So, for example,
If I have the same benefit of your 7 days retreat,
yeah.
why will I go?
Why would I go to the retreat yet?
Okay.
So then it could be like the profit formula, right? That I teach. It could be something like that. Is what you're saying?
Okay, this
Or
is
is
what
it just giving you a taste of what you're going to
it must give
get
you a
out of-
taste. But
Yeah.
what is the primary benefit of me coming to your selling seminar? So this is seminar, the characteristic of it is you'll be on a stage, you are allowed to give an offer at the end of it, and people can sign in or people can actually enroll, and I can share with you tomorrow a little bit of on each, not a big deal. So what is the main primary goal for me? What is the main primary goal?
The
Not
primary-
not the primary goal, and not what is the only and only goal of this seminar?
It's to
Fill
get
your
them to
funnel.
the next one.
Yeah, so what they need to learn?
So they need to learn that there's something they don't know yet that's coming up in the next course.
I disagree. They need to learn how to sign up to your program.
They need to learn how to sign up into your program.
And what are the barriers holding them from joining your program? They don't need to know about your values. They don't need to know about what they can do. They don't need to know about how your program works. This is the main primarily. Okay, that's why I'm not bad in English, and I call it the main primary. This is the one and the only one people need to know. how they can have the defining moment to join your program. Okay? And I will talk more about it tomorrow, because usually people come and say, here, Timothy, can you tell me how you get, when you talk to people, what you will say? You say, oh, I will tell them like how this equipment is awesome. And no.
No, yeah.
No, you need to
Too much
shift
of
to
that.
your mind that when you speak in front of three or more, you want to make them to overcome the barriers to join your program.
Yeah. And if you, I'd like to use myself, like, for me, it's like, I can show bad content, and then I can show good content, and then have you sign up to my program so you can create the good content.
Yep. So the barriers to sign up to the programs, there are up to 21 barriers. We know them. They are prioritized by the people in this market. There is nothing to make it hard or easy. I can share with you tomorrow maybe the top 5 barriers. And these barriers are available for anybody. When you put your language to it, it will become completely different language. But they are the same. They are like a framework like this. You know, and when you stand, you know, okay, 1, 2, 3, this 1, 2, 3. So that's why if you will do the selling through presentation, or you do this kind of projects with us, you cannot forget part of your speech.
No.
Like people are blowing me away. Oh, I have my notes, so I don't forget any part. Okay, if you have a sequence and you understand how the sequence emotionally getting your people through, and you practice it 6 times on your own with your own mirror, you will never miss a step, because you know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 things I'm doing it. That's it. You expand on them with the time, and you know how. But you know. So now I'm step 2. I will talk about number 3. That's it. So it bugs me when people say, "Oh, I have my notes, so I don't forget." Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
See, with me, and not that I've done all that much public speaking, but
This
when
is not public speaking. This is selling.
no, I know.
It's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
okay, it's getting up in front of a group and speaking. And I started, because I tried doing it with just the points, and even like I'll have everything go over, I have the points, I get up there and I get nervous, and I just read what's there. So finally, now it's like I have everything written out, and then I'll have it and I'll just kind of have my thumb on it as to where I am, and then it flows really nice, and I find that I'm like, but if I don't have it in front of me, I get nervous and it all goes
How
out.
many people have you signed up using that method?
Because you
That
block
was like,
the
that's a really nice. Yes.
You block the
But
hard.
I haven't been, like, I mean, so my speaking has been like a Fierce Brigade and that kind
Yeah,
of
but
thing, so
and
you're not.
yet, and yet
You
it's
block
really
the
nice
heart
to
connections.
recognize.
You block the heart connection. With the notes, you block the heart connection.
Block the heart connection with the notes.
You block the heart connection. I have situation when I had people actually signing up to programs, which is not mine. I was selling it on behalf of somebody else. And I say, I wonder like why people did you move and they even have an accent. We didn't even notice that you have an accent, because we have heart connections. I have a heavy accent, by the way. But people don't notice it because we have a heart connection. When we connect heart to heart, there is no minds in between. So there are techniques to open up the heart connections and to maintain it, and it's a sequence. So if you know the sequence, you will not need the sample, because you know now I'm talking about this, now this, now this, now this. Rule number 1 in speaking is nobody will know your content better than you. So if I hide 90% of my content, nobody in the room will know. It bugs me. One time I was in a nice place, which I wouldn't go again. It's downtown here in Calgary. It's in a lawyer office. It's a big, nice view. And they had this speaker a lady which has a container. They sold them through Toys R Us. She did a kids container, and she used to get them from China, and then she built this company and got acquired from Montreal, and she distributes the containers for baby formula and kids food through Toys R Us. And she was very, very interesting, because the first thing she said is she hid entrepreneurship and she didn't know what she did, which is the wrong message. And then she said, oh, you know what, guys, hold on, let me just go back and check to my notes, because I'm so sloppy. I have these sticky notes, and I wrote everything on the sticky notes to make sure you got all the content. So I said, you did a wonderful presentation. Why you are telling us and they actually showing us her sticky notes. Why you tell us you are not prepared? Why you tell us that we did not deserve your time to sit down and write a speech? I laugh, yeah. Nobody will figure it out. But sometimes when people speak on the stages, they come and say, I do it because I'm showing you how this can be done. So I'm in a very awkward situation. So I show you like how you can get people to your program. So when I will show you my program, you say, oh yeah, he's doing this against us now. So you become defensive. So I'm in a very awkward situation. But if you are selling your services, you don't need to go and show me, oh yeah, I forgot a couple of things. I will check if I forget.
Yeah.
You are not the expert if you forget. I buy from you because you are the expert. If you say, no, I have this sticky notes and she's so proud. Here is my sticky notes and let me know. And what are you doing? That's why majority of the time I stand up and leave. I'm known now in Calgary. When I go and I don't like what I see, I leave. And she doesn't waste my time. She did not invest in herself, be a good speaker, by learning the basic skills. People will not know your content. You're the only one. And by the way, if you do one thing and you do it wrong, who will know that this is wrong?
Just two.
Yeah.
All of them are ignorant. They don't know your service yet. And even if the one competing against you and they do exact modality and the exact process, they will think, yeah, she had your own twist, you have your own twist on it.
Yeah.
That's right?
Yeah.
But you'll be surprised. That's how we can label ourselves, and we go talk bad about ourselves and say, we don't do that. Make sense? Okay, so do you want to do one for the for the seminar? The benefits will be why they join now is not expensive for them to join, and they'll be part of the community, and it's an easy process to join, okay? And get the transformation. So you will be talking more in your seminars about what does it take them to join, why they join, how to join. Not what is your program is good, what you do in your program. So another example, I was you were in the Xmerse one when you had Street Mill. We were there?
When we had
In Street Mill? Mill Street. So there was a speaker one time there, and the speaker said, I have this 4 steps program, and here is step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4.
Now you know more step forward.
And
Now
I
I
said,
know the steps.
no, I know what are the steps. And I found it very interesting because I never realized why do I need his program, first of all, as a business owner. Why do I need his program? And then I was told that there are maybe 22 people sign up for his half-a-day workshop. So I had the luxury of knowing who signed up for his workshop. All of them are accountant, bookkeepers, people who are step-oriented. There was people in the room, they're actually making more money than these people, and they need this program. I know them, but they did not sign up. Because it's too many steps. Only step people, only blue people, only process people will like this kind of presentations. Okay? Now, what is the features of your seminar? PowerPoint slide. What else? Microphones. Okay, what else? Are you giving out a free book? You will have a sign-up form for the sign-up form. It's part of the features because you give it to them. So if you have, if I have an attendance sheet,
Yeah.
it's part of my features for this
Right.
offer. Like we have an attendance sheet where you can mark you attend the morning and we have also a certificate which I will give it tomorrow for people who attend the whole sessions.
Okay.
And name tags is one of the features for me to set up this workshop. So when I have my list, I don't miss anything. What did I miss yesterday? The charger of this second computer because it was not listed as a feature. I always do it with one computer. So inside your features, you write everything these people will get. You don't need to communicate it to them. So if they come and they have a name tag, you go back to your feature and write name tag in the basic features.
Okay, I still didn't get with the sign-up sheet, and then you said they get a copy of it?
No, you don't get a copy of it, but this is for me.
Oh,
I'm
I
going
see,
to bring
okay,
it.
okay, no, I saw that, and I didn't actually check off. Have you guys been checking off that you've been here? I didn't.
Good enough.
Yeah.
But I didn't sign up for
I didn't check off
I
for
was
the
told-
afternoon.
I was told I was here.
Yeah, so this is this
I've been
one here.
voluntold.
Right, okay, yeah, and I saw that.
This one here is one of my features.
So a sign-up sheet is a feature?
Feature in my yeah, because when I pull out my material on my product sheet for the workshop, I must have everything, so to become consistent. When I have different people helping me from in setting up the whole thing, I just share them. Here is what these people will get.
Oh, okay, so
So,
the way your
So what you're
features
saying
sign
is
up
your
or a
features-
checklist.
well, the features are also for you.
Yeah.
You may or may not make it public, but the feature is to help you build
Oh,
the
okay.
program.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm getting
So,
at.
so.
Yeah, and
And then
if you
in
have
the-
like a wafer, they will sign a wafer. They will sign. They will make a testimonial. They everything you should, as much as you can, you should put them as the features, which what these customers will get. You don't talk about them because, but sometimes you do, because sometimes when people come and say, so what will happen in the workshop? You say, oh, when you come in the first day, you will sign up for the registration, and you'll basically sign up the waiving for the waive form,
Right.
and whoever will complete the 3 days, they'll get a graduation certificate or a certificate of graduation. Yeah, that's right. So sometimes you use this language.
With your feet people, they'll want to know the whole process.
Yeah.
They'll want to know,
Yeah.
right.
And also, one thing you have to notice that when you start with the features, you may not illustrate all of them. Because people say, what else will I get? Can you clarify the process? So you start to go more deeply. So when you list these features and you start to talk about them, you will find yourself sometimes that you cannot even, and more. You say, and more. You get this and more.
Okay.
And then people say, what's more about? Can you explain to me the experience in the retreat? Like how retreats are very difficult because people will go to these different resorts and they will have, so how we will check out, how we'll make sure that we are in the same room, we are not in the beach side. So sometimes you get into these details. And don't panic. You don't need to come up with all the details right now, because when you run the first product, you will find out that you need to add more and more. So this is just a starting. You ask me, where should I start? This is the starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? Any questions? Okay? So if you had your benefit for your main core product, this is very similar to your promise. That's right? Because this is what you do. Do you agree?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
If you have your benefit for your main offer,
Right.
it's very close to your promise. This is your brand. This is what you do.
Oh, okay.
That's right?
I got, yeah. When you said promise, you threw me off.
Yeah. So because brand is a promise.
Your promise, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you now.
Any more questions? Any discussions?
So each one has a promise. Each one has those 4 benefits, which all.
Each one will have different benefits.
Right.
And the main one or the core one you provide, it will be very close to your promise. So what you do?
I'm still having a tough time. Let me give you a quick example. So, my procrastination course, that's a 4-week that I'm gonna sell for whatever. I can stand on someone's stage and I can talk about this for 15 minutes and sell. So, I don't want to teach them what I'm teaching them in the course.
So you teach them you teach them how to define their defining moment to sign up to your course.
How to teach their defining moment. So,
And I will cover this tomorrow.
okay.
No, sorry. Can I actually, like, something clicked with me and I'd love to share it. Have you ever seen those, like, sales videos on like, Facebook or YouTube or the internet? Then they never, ever talk about what you actually want, like, what you're going to get out of their program. But they always tell you about, like, how great the program is and how the benefits people got out of it. And, like
How your life sucks.
how your life sucks. And it's like, oh, do you want to change?
So they don't
Yeah.
share this. What we share is W's. There are 5 W's
Okay.
you share.
Okay, that's what we're
The
gonna
how, you never share it.
The how
Right.
you never share. The how is your solution.
The how is what people come to your full program. So I did not share with you any how in this workshop. Okay? I share with you what you do. I didn't share you how you do it.
But who, what, when, where, why?
No, with the 5 W's is when, is
Yeah.
who, when,
Yeah.
why, where.
Yeah.
But you never share what. You never share how. How is always for the premium. And by the way, this workshop for me is one of these entry points. Our programs actually come here. Okay? Why do you smile? Most important part for me is nobody will get confused. So speak out your confusion.
Oh, no, just when you said that this was, this workshop
Is one of
was
this
just
one of this line
one
for
of
for
those
when your
lines,
brand.
But yeah, okay.
This workshop is one of them. Your holistic earth presentation for me is one of these lines.
Right, okay, yeah.
If you wanna map, and this is why I'm always in an awkward situation, because I'm showing how you can put your system, and I have a system which I show you how you put your system, and I will ask you to
Well,
subscribe
he's
to my
passed down,
system,
basically, he's
which will be
pretty much
basically very. That's why I always bring it up front. Like I'm in a very awkward situation.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I got
our
it.
programs are not the 3 days workshop.
Right,
Our programs are somewhere else. And the 3 days workshops is one of the funneling schemes. We have general, preferred, and VIP. We usually sell preferred and VIP. And the general will keep it for people like the way I do it in this way, because sometimes I went to universities and the students really need the help. So we get them as general. So we always have the general sold out. Always. But if somebody really approach and you say, oh yeah, he will maximize the value from this, we know he will use, but he cannot afford it, we bring them a general. So we sell preferred for 99, 97, 99 I believe, or 97, and we sell the VIP for 397. And even when we go to different conferences, we can give out generals, but people can come and upgrade for VIP. So this is the techniques I use.
So in your professional opinion, and I am really open to receiving your opinion, as I value what you
Thank
have
you.
to say. Do you think that the retreat aspect should be an added bonus that my tribe can go to because they'll know, like, and trust me?
The retreat is one step in a sales cycle. What's before, what's after.
Yeah.
So if I do
yeah.
a $25,000 retreat,
Yeah.
is this my actual program, or this is the entry level for my 1 year, 2 years program?
Correct.
Or
Yes.
I can design my level is I have a 1 year program, and the bonus of it is you get the retreat. So people will not come for the retreat. People will come for a 1 year program, including the retreat.
That's what I can. Okay, thank you. Yes. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you. Yes.
I cannot force my ideas on you guys, because I designed
Yeah.
over the last 3 years. We designed more than 138, maybe 140 or more programs
Yeah.
to different people, because we had about 138 graduate, like people who are in our year programs
Yeah.
during these 3 years. So we have lots of insights on how the program can be structured.
Right.
So if I come and say, this is how it should be done to maximize your profit and income, you will come and say, oh, I don't want to run your program, I want to run mine. That's why in these workshops, what we do is, okay, where is your ideas?
Yeah.
And sometimes I use the technique of the opposite. So somebody will come and say something, I say, well, what about the, and then we come into argument and discussion. So you have to start somewhere.
Right.
Believe me, the first time you put this line and you believe this is the largest money making for you or the highest impact point for you, believe me, it's a different line.
Yeah.
But now you understand the process.
Right.
Now we figure out something different. So, okay, what about I have 1 year offer?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Write the benefit,
Yeah.
write the features, put beside each feature a value.
Yeah.
Guess what will happen? Add them, divide them by 8 or 10 for simplicity. It will give you a price.
Yeah.
can you go with this cost or this price? Explaining the benefit to, for example, to our good friend here,
Yeah.
and say, okay, do you like this benefit? Are you happy with these features?
Mm-hmm.
Will you pay that much money? So Tracy will come say, you know what, I don't see any value here.
Yeah.
So you go back to your paper sheet and say, okay, how can I do it? What can I add? What can I reduce? That's it. It's a keep practicing and implementing, and we call it apply, reduce to practice. So when you reduce this to practice, means you talk to people about it, what you will get?
Yeah.
Feedback.
Feedback. Yeah. Because I'm not in a rush, because as you know, I'm currently employed, so I wanted to have my idea was to have the first retreat the first quarter 2019. But I'm
Yeah,
not,
but if you want to have
I'm
it,
not attached to having the retreat. What I am attached to is going back to owning my own business and creating financial freedom for my family. That's what I'm attached to. I don't really care.
But
how
the-
many- yeah.
but the point is, if you wanna launch a retreat in spring of 2019,
Yeah.
you need between 6 weeks to 6 months marketing.
I need to start now, exactly. Which is why
So
I'm here.
July 1st,
Yeah.
it might be on the edge of being too late.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tracy?
I would agree for high ticket. Yeah.
Hers is like 10,000, 20,000, maybe 15,000.
High ticket. And
Yeah.
so for me, you know,
Yeah.
for me to spend that much for 1 week of my life, I'd want to get to know what you've got to offer me
Yeah.
and know that you're going to be able to give me that value before I even go. So I
Yeah.
might need to know you for a year before I even think
Yeah.
about signing up for a
Yeah.
retreat.
And there are some individuals here who will run a retreat in, what's the name? What's the name of the lake?
Lake Louise?
No, the other one. The one which has only one entrance. They had the summit in it. Kananaskis.
Oh, yes.
There are people who run
Yeah.
retreats in Kananaskis for like $600 or,
Yeah.
and this will be outside the actual hosting. So they will pay another $2,000 for the trip,
Mm-hmm.
and they will pay another maybe $1,000 or $1,500 for the hotel,
Right.
and they come for $600
Yes.
or $300
Yes.
retreat. When they go this retreat, they will be sold a much bigger programs.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a retreat and you bring these people, high paying people, there's another formula where you say, I don't know, like 12 speakers, they would like to come and sell their offers through your retreat.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually can pay money to come. If you have the community,
Mm-hmm.
which will go, so people will go like to Jackie event in Maui and wherever they do it, she will bring speakers in, and these speakers will have programs, and each one will sell hard their programs over 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no single one went to her event, she did not buy 3 to 4 programs.
Mm-hmm.
And these programs are $5,000 to $10,000 each.
Yeah.
Because when somebody put aside $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 to go to Maui to just have 1 week for nothing,
Mm-hmm.
they have the capacity of spending that much money.
Yeah.
So it's not common, but you have to figure out what you want to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Right. And as I said, I'm not committed to having a retreat in the end. I just know from personal experience, when I'm removed from the everyday of my life, there's huge transformation that can happen in 7 days.
So there is a group in Switzerland I'm working with as well, consulting them for some aspect, and they do a month's retreat.
Yeah.
And they are associated to a nutrition institute.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is people will go there to change their habit of food. I think someone went to Florida. Heather went to Florida for something similar, but Heather went to one or 2 weeks.
She went to Hippocrates or Hippocrates.
You know,
for
but
2
there are in Europe venues where you will go and you want to lose weight. So what they do is they hold you
Yeah.
for 1 month
Wow. To keep you
to
accountable.
change your pattern of eating,
Yeah.
and people will spend
21 days.
10,000 to 15,000 euro
Absolutely. Yeah.
beyond their cost of travel and lodging for this nutritional expert. The other guys, they go to in Thailand, they go on the intermediate fasting trips. So they will go to Thailand and they will fast for 30 days. And the trip will be 40 days because the last 10 days you have to drink watermelon juice. That's all what I mean.
Yeah.
Because when you don't have food for 30 days, you have only water and some sort of fruit for 30 days, you cannot eat.
Yeah.
So to come back
There has
to
to be a process, yeah.
yeah, so they have a watermelon juice. So I asked like, do I have to stay there for a watermelon juice? I have watermelon in Calgary and they have a juicer.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, a juicing watermelon is very easy because you can have the watermelon and you can crush it with a fork. It will end up having the juice, you know. You can squeeze the watermelon by hand, you know. Anyway, but there are this kind of of retreat.
Yeah.
And these are $1 million businesses.
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah. I had a friend who went for 3 months and his goal was to lose 100 pounds and he lost something like 70 on that retreat.
Yeah, yeah.
But you just have to take HCG. Kind of.
Okay?
And everything's easy when you're 21.
No,
I have access to HCG.
Yeah, I had an ex whose whole family would, like, they were just bigger, and they would take HCG for a month, little pills or little drops, and then like have the smallest, no carbs, no sugars, smallest portion of a little bit of meat and a little bit of veggies. You're not allowed to work out. You're not allowed to do anything. She'd lose 30 pounds in a month, and then within 2 months she'd get it all back, and then she'd do it again, and her whole family would do that.
Oh yeah. That's the way you can do it to keep it off. But that's another conversation.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Any questions?
So
One more point. If you will go on this journey and you start to work out on your language, you will operate outside your quadrant.
Outside your quadrant? What do you
Yes,
mean?
because what I didn't share with you that this particular 4 So if I look at humans as quadrant, you have the money people here, you have the process here, and these don't like each other. They don't like each other.
It's
Because when you pay, because you have amazing credibility, you will not interested in the process. A CEO of a company about budget, he doesn't want to know the steps of how the system works. People who care about relationship, they actually divert from people who read the time. And to give you an easy example, have you ever host a dinner for friends and family? And when you hosted the dinner and you and or your spouse or you order the food or whatever you get the food hot, you have it on the table, and suddenly Mike and Jenny did not come, and they were just saying, "Oh, we called you because we have to pull over because our kid was crying in the back of the van and will be late by half an hour." What you will do? What you will do?
Okay, your food's gonna be cold when we
Yeah.
get here.
But people usually will feel mad. People usually will feel, oh, this is not appropriate for them. Actually, when I gave this example, I had someone who said, I stopped inviting these people again to my house because they always show up late because they always have these kids.
Oh,
Because when you are sensitive to time,
your relationship goes out the window.
not your relationship, you don't have, a relationship has no time.
patience.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
And then that, I said that earlier today was time is less of a importance to me because I want equality and build a relationship, and it could take a long, long time.
Okay.
I'm not tied to that, and that makes very, very good sense. By working on this and breaking our languages, we're going to be able to cross over.
Yeah. So for me, when I operate in these domains, I feel burned out. I feel not myself.
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
why
you're not
I
free.
only work 3 days a week. Because I have to be in harmony with myself.
That makes a lot.
And that's why you cannot be tired and work. You cannot be triggered or having a hard time and you sell your business. You can't. Because this is, wherever quadrant you are, you should be able to play in the other quadrant. And they need a full presence with a full cautious. So you cannot be just tired That's why when I told you like yesterday, I had to say buts, and I was like, because I was just, I am at the point, I'm done. Like I went back home, I slept, they woke me up at 10, we ate, slept, I came out in the morning. I was so fresh, I'm very fresh right now. But after you've been exhausted, it's over. You cannot sell, you cannot talk. So when you are exhausted, go meditate, have a meditations, or go sit with yourself. Avoid customers and clients and audience in general, because this most likely will buy from you, and just be a happy camper with yourself. Put yourself together,
Mental health.
come back, and start to play. So we don't call it values. We call it functional values and frictional values. So each one of us has a functional values which allow us to work together, and we have frictional values which allow us not to work together. So if I am a time sensitive guy and I love somebody in a relationship, why I'm in harmony with her? Because we share the same functional values. There is no single functional value for them here which is frictional for me. So for example, for my frictional value is laid back. I hate people laid back. I cannot work with customers who are laid back. If
What's your definition of laid back?
you just sit there, don't want to do anything. So when we set up a plan of doing some material, I do some, you do some, and we have meet deadlines, I am okay with you calling me back and say, oh, you know what, I ran out of time because I'm working on the other business, I will not be ready. I have no problem with it. But when people come back and show up in 2 weeks and say, oh, I didn't have time to do it, I have problem with it. Because you basically want to come, you want to enjoy, you will pay, which is great. However, you will not get the value, and you don't want to take the extra steps. When somebody come and say, on the other side, when somebody come and say, yeah, you know what, I didn't have any time, but I want to really meet the deadlines and I want to really focus. Can you help me do that? Say, yeah, you come here, and we can basically work at no extra. I don't charge them more because they come here in the meeting room, and we'll come maybe Sunday afternoon or Saturday afternoon when nobody's around here. And he will sit work on his own material, I will sit on my own material, and we will exchange information, and we conclude things, because I appreciate when people are dedicated. So if you are laid back, this for me is frictional. For some people, it's functional. They want to enjoy quality of life. So
Well, it depends on.
if I meet somebody who has enjoying the quality of life and fractional, for me, I cannot survive. Same thing when I like innovation, and this is one of my what I love about here. That's I love innovation. This is my functional value. For some of you saying, oh, every time you get things you have to rethink it and do it in a different way. Why you just don't like others? I don't operate like I don't like it. Repetition kills me. But there are people who like to go to work every day from 9 to 5, and if they have the weekend, if they have a special vacation, they keep going to work because they like the repetition. They don't like to see new things. They got confused. So this is their functional. But for me, my functional is innovation. My repetition is fractional. I cannot get along with them. I shouldn't work with them. Do you get it?
Okay, yeah.
So we don't have values in our life. We have functional values which can change with time, and we have fractional value which we can adapt and change with time.
Okay. So and like that has nothing to do with the order of those being up there and opposing or anything. It's just what you have tolerance for or no tolerance for.
Tolerance and no tolerance is good, and there are actually exercises where we can show different values for each one of these, and you can sit down and say, this is the one that resonates with me, this is the one which doesn't resonate with me, and now you can identify where you are in each one of these quadrant. And you must avoid having partners or virtual assistant which has a frictional value. So for example, Tracy, if Tracy has a virtual assistant which she has kids and the kids is her priority, and Tracy will be driving and or going somewhere and she needs an answer right now, which doesn't make sense already because it's already 9 o'clock at night. Right now for her, she has to wait till like 8 o'clock in the morning where the bank will open, but she needs to know the number right now, and this one is trying to put her kids in bed, and after the bed she will send her the information at 10, 11 o'clock. She does not appreciate that she's spending time with kids on the family side. She will be nervous, she will be frustrated, and the other virtual assistant will be frustrated as well. So that's why they shouldn't
So
work
it's
together.
their friction.
I'm not saying that this is Tracy, but like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
love the
yeah,
Tracy
yeah.
and we love the lady
No, I
Tracy.
get
So
what
that's
you're
like
saying.
that's an example.
I
So
get that, but you got my attention for sure.
so when you understand this is a level 1. Under this level there are so many layers. The layer which is I developed, basically how your mood from minus to plus, and how this priorities will be changing. And here you have the neutral. The neutral when you sit on your back in front of your TV, nothing to worry about. Your priorities will change. When you are pressured hard or frustrated or having hard time, when you have a good time, the priorities will be different. And there is a formula for it. The following layers is there is functional and fractional values. Now, do you need to know all of this to sell? No, you just need to know that we are 4 people. We have 4 languages. That's it.
Right.
Sorry, so you have the neutral is in the middle. So if I'm happy, I'll be more processing relationship, and if I'm sad, I'll be more money and time.
I'm not sure about you because you have to go through the test, but generally speaking, when people are good in a good relationship, they take care of themselves and their kids and the process. When they go to separation and divorce, they need to finish everything right now and they need to maximize their money side. In a nutshell. Do you agree? Do you agree with this?
Totally.
Do you agree with this attitude?
I need more clarification.
Like when people are married together or hanging together and having kids and so far, they are happy, they have the relationship, they present themselves as a family, they get things to be done, they don't really care about how much they spend to go to Disney or whatever.
Right.
The minute they go into separation or divorce, what will happen?
You're gonna fight about Disney and
They will just basically fight on the money and they destroy everything and they need to solve everything quickly. So the one who will give it longer lasting,
Right.
one will be the winning.
so for
Winning
me,
in any divorce, guys, is just to keep the other party hanging there for the longest of her life. That's it. Or his life. That's it.
so
I withdraw this, okay? Sorry.
for me personally, like my 2 strengths are relationship and process. It doesn't mean I don't move around.
No, each one of us has the 4, by the way.
Right,
And
right.
if you want to understand it more, you said you have process. So you may have relationship here, you may have process here, you may have this here, you may have
Oh.
this here.
It's
So
a
this
dot.
is something like this.
And ships.
And it keep rotating based on few things. If you want to talk about engaging your team and you have a team, we can devote like 3, 4, 5, 10 days maybe giving you these studies and the statistics and tell you if you want to hire people, this is one way to look at how to hire as well. And there is a process for that.
So
but
what's
for
the
us-
y-axis then?
What's y-axis?
The
Why?
the up and down. Because like you drew it very interesting.
No, you can be anytime. You can be anywhere. I don't know where you are.
Yeah, but I mean, what's the y-axis if the bottom's positive and negative? What's the top?
What he said is money people,
What I'm
money
saying-
thinkers may not.
What I'm saying is your priority here will differ based on your mode. So
Those are 2 different
this is
diagrams.
our priority. These are 2 different diagrams. This is the
Oh.
priority. So
Yes.
your priorities, which one you appreciate first, will differ based on your mood, based on your mind status.
Right.
Are you
Somebody
happy?
focused on money is not going to be worried about the process. Somebody's focused on
The
relationships
process
is not going to be really worried about the time. Somebody who's focused on time, wants it done, is not going to take.
So how we apply this? I was working with one realtor one time, and he had a big listing for a east state, and there were like 4 or 5 realtors competing. So the guy said, "I have no chance. I'm just new on the block here, like 3-5 years. Nobody knows me, so I have no chance." So I said, "Yeah, why you don't give it a shot? Just go there and say." I believe all the other realtor will give them all the kind of information you can get from a realtor, like comparable or whatever. You can just go there and say, "You know what, guys? Don't worry. I'm a realtor. Take care of you. Things will be nice, fine. All what you need to worry about, just take care of yourself. and the estate will be sold and nothing to worry about. So he laughed at me. Then he went over, and the minute he walked with these people, the guy and his daughter, his sister, like a brother and sister office downtown, he found the other competing realtors there. And he's supposed to be there, so he waited there for 15 minutes. By 15 minutes, he was about to leave. He just stand up from the couch and said, you know what, they're still talking there, so for sure, like, they give me a time and or running over time by 15 minutes, 20 minutes now, so guess what? I'm out, that's right? So when he was standing out and heading to the door, the sister actually came and called him. Said, "Oh yeah, we are just wrapping up here, and we will see you in a minute." Actually, yeah, the other guy left, just come in. So he walked in. You know, he told me, he said, "I knew the other guy is the realtor selected because out of the 5 of us, they spent longer time with this individual. They even didn't ignore that I'm supposed to be there, and I met them like 25 minutes later. So I had nothing to do other than tell them the bullshit I told him. Because he wants to leave, because he has another appointment at 10 o'clock and he wants to catch it. So he doesn't have enough time to spend there because he knew that. So he said, don't worry guys, I know it's a big loss for everybody. With his own verbiage, but the same content. I would take care of you, everything will be easy solved and nothing will happen. They said, okay, thank you very much. Do you have anything else to share? I said, no worry. Everything I can be done, you don't have to worry about it. But okay, we will call you back. In the following days, I gave him a call, and he actually was a selected realtor, and he went and he sold the property. So I asked him, like, would you mind going back and ask them why did they give you the deal? There are these other 4 realtors which is more experienced than you. They spend more time with them. So the CEO of the company downtown, he said, because this is our mom and was very frustrated, we just felt we are abandoned. We needed someone to take care of us. Everybody else came and showed us numbers and the process and what we need to sign, but we never felt that somebody is taking care of us. So comes to you. When people are here and they have a major loss, they become here, they may have a priority here.
So if they lose a lot of money,
not they lose a lot of money, they have a family loss. They have his mom passed away.
Right.
So this is a big family loss.
Right.
So he switched right away from what's the process to sell to how to maximize the money of the estate. He forgot everything. All what he needed is somebody to come and say, come to my lab, I will rub your back, don't worry, you are well taken care of, everything will be fine. Okay? So he engaged with it. And this blew my mind away. What really I didn't like is I did not charge this guy any money. But anyway, I was happy for him because he was just very starting, like a year and a half or 2 years in real estate, and it's tough for realtors. So this is what I meant with this one. Any questions? Okay, so can we have a 5 minutes break or 10 minutes break? And then
Thank you.
Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.